Is it?
Okay, so let's get started. Welcome to our talk about highly interactive mobile apps with web. This is Holger Staudacher, developer at Eclipse RAP. I'm Johannes Eickholt, also a developer at Eclipse RAP. And we are both part of the Tabris development team. Today we present you some background information about the Tabris platform and API.
Okay, we have some troubles with the microphone, so we need to pass this to each other. As Johannes said, in the next 20 minutes we will show you how you can create mobile apps using Eclipse technology. And for this we first have to take a look at the current situation. The mobile market is very fragmented. This means we have a lot of different devices and a lot of different platforms. For a developer, this means if you want to create an application, you have to consider to serve at least two platforms, the two major platforms, and they are Android and iOS. From a business point of view, this means that if you create a mobile application, you have to pay at least twice for development. And for this problem, there's a solution. This is called cross-platform technology. Cross-platform technology means you write your code once and serve multiple platforms. And if we take a look at the Eclipse universe, we will notice that there is already a cross-platform technology in this universe, and this is Eclipse RAP. The original purpose of RAP was to serve the desktop and the web browser with the same code base. And at Eclipse Source, we bring this idea even further. We extend the Eclipse RAP with two additional client implementations, one for Android and one for iOS. And we can do this because RAP is very high extensible. You can simply plug new clients into the RAP server using HTTP. If you plug a new client into RAP and you access a RAP application with this client, the application will be rendered using native components. This means if you access it from a web browser, it will be rendered using HTML5. If you access it from an Android client, the UI will be rendered using Android's native widgets with Java beneath. And if you access it from an iOS client, it will be rendered using Objective-C and the Cocoa Touch framework. So you always have native applications. And during the preparation of this talk, we thought long about how you get familiar with the idea behind Tabris and RAP. And if a new developer comes to us, we can almost always lead them to our FAQ. So we thought, why not make out and talk out of our FAQ? And we did it. We picked out the top questions. And these questions will be presented to you by our quizmaster, Jordi.
Hello.
So go ahead, start with the first question.
Go up there. No? Okay, Holger, first question to you. Which programming language do I use to write my Tabris app, and how do I program the UI?
Okay, this is really unexpected question. But the answer is pretty simple to the first question. You write your whole application using Java. And this is the same with the UI. You write your UI using Java, and you're using the standard widget toolkit. And on top of it, JFace, because the SWT is the API that's served by RAP. So we can also use it for mobile applications. But this brings up a new question, and this is SWT really a good fit for mobile applications? And the answer can be split into two parts. First, the widget itself is really a good fit, because if you develop your application natively, you also use widgets. Android provides widgets, iOS provides widgets. So the widget has the right granularity. The second part of the answer is that a mobile device has special functionalities like determining a client's location, taking pictures from the camera, or showing different keyboard layouts when accessing a text field. And for this purpose, SWT does not fit so well because there's simply no API for it. And at this point, the Tabris project comes into the game because Tabris sits simply on top of RAP and provides API to access special functionalities only provided by mobile devices.
Okay, thank you. Good answer. So my next question goes to Johannes. Tabris uses a server and different clients. On which side do I write my apps?
Thanks for this excellent question, Jordi. The most important thing for you to know here is Tabris apps live on the server side. So this is a basic message you should take home. If you write an app in Java using the Tabris API, it is executed on a server. So you start your Eclipse IDE, start programming, and you can use a simple button that starts a local server, connect your mobile phone or tablet to your development machine and start testing the application. And if you think it's production ready, you can deploy it on the production server, and everything the local client on your device needs to know is the entry point URL. This is the only thing the client knows about the application on the server side, and with the first time the client accesses this URL, the application starts running on the server, and then all the views you implemented are transferred to the client.
Thank you. Okay, next one is Holger. Different platforms have different UI style guidelines. Sorry. How is this handled in Tabris?
So, to answer this question, we first have to take a look at an example. What you can see here is that we have the same application on two different devices. We have some kind of a tab folder with the tabs 1, 2, 3. Let's say on the left is an iOS device, so the tabs needs to sit on the bottom, and on the right is an Android device, so the tabs needs to sit on the top. And within this application, we have some text fields left with the labels on the left, and on the right with the labels inside the text field. So Tabris can help you to deal with those problems in two ways. First, we can help you on the widget level. So if you create a tab folder, we know we can render the tabs on the bottom for iOS and render it on top for Android. But when it comes to application layouting, and this is with these text fields and the labels, you need to take care about this by yourself. But we provide API to determine the client, because on the server side, we always know which client wants to render the UI. So with this information, we can split out our platform differences into separated code. And a nice side effect that we're using RAP is that Tabris plays really well with OSGI. And this gives you the opportunity to split out your platform difference into separate modules and hook them into your application loosely with OSGI services or extension points or whichever mechanism you want.
Okay, thank you. So Holger, your turn. Johannes, sorry. So there are a lot of cross-platform solutions available on the market. The most popular is HTML5, which Tabris is not. Why should I use Tabris instead of HTML5?
Okay, I'm glad you asked this. To answer the question, we have to go back a little bit and look what other cross-platform solutions are doing. Maybe we can categorize them in two major groups. There is one group that tries to establish its own look and feel, and this look and feel looks the same on all target platforms. Some of these cross-platform solutions use HTML5, and then there's another sort of cross-platform solutions that tries to imitate the native look and feel of the target platforms. And some of these solutions also try to use HTML5, but the downside of this is that they never manage to reach the point where the widget elements really look the same as the native ones. So Tabris goes another route. With Tabris, we are really using the native widgets of the clients. So on the Android devices, we are using the Java Android objects, and on the iOS devices, we use Cocoa widgets. And the client uses these widgets to render the UI from the messages it gets from the server. So basically, we map all this list widgets, buttons, and sliders from the SWT API you use on the server to the native widgets on your clients.
Thank you. Okay, Holger, question for you. How can a customer get an app that is built with Tabris?
Thanks for this question. So basically, you have two options to provide your application to a customer. And this is, first, you need to decide if I want to provide my application to a private crowd, or do I want to make it available publicly in an app store or so. And this is different for Android and iOS. So let's take first a look at Android. In Android, you have the option to send out your application via email or just provide a download link. And I think all you guys with Android phones know this, just click the link and the application will install. So this works out of the box with Tabris applications too, because it's really a native application. And the second option you have to make it available publicly is to submit it to Google Play. And Google Play is not very restrictive, so there's no problem by submitting Tabris apps. For iOS, this looks a little bit different. First, you can't simply send out your your application by email. But every developer account, Apple developer account, has the option to provide the application to at least 100 users. And there's a platform called TestFlight, which is just a distribution service, so you can push your app to this service, and customers can subscribe to your app and receive notification about updates and so. So we can use this distribution technique to make your application available to a private cloud. So the most interesting question here is, what if I want to make my Tabris application available to the public, namely submit it to the Apple App Store? You know, in the past, the App Store was very restrictive. Many apps got rejected. So the answer to this question, if Tabris apps can be submitted to the App Store, is simply yes, they can. A few months ago, we have started Test Balloon. We have created an application called Collaborator. And we submitted this application successfully to the Apple App Store. And this application also marks our demo. So I need to put this away. If you can't understand me in the back, just scream and I will talk louder. So, what you see here on the top left is Collaborator, the application. I can't start it here because I have no internet connection, but I can use a generic Tabris client because I have installed the server on my machine here. So I start this application, it connects to the server.
Hopefully it finds.
Hopefully. Okay, and this is Collaborator. All you see here is SWT. We have a label on the bottom left, we have some buttons, a text field and so. And even when I click into this text field, you see this is the number keyboard. So we can lay out number keyboards, email keyboards and so on. But what I can do is click instantiate session. So here's my session. And Collaborator is a cross-platform collaborative drawing application. So Johannes has here an Android tablet and it renders the same application. And now he can join my session. The session ID is 689583. So
Here a number keyboard?
689583. Yeah. And he joins. Now let's draw something useful. You start?
Maybe a game?
Again is good. So.
Yeah, famous tic-tac-toe.
Okay, you start. I think we have some trouble. Ah, here it is. We have some troubles using the network, so it's a little bit slow at the moment, but you should get it.
I should switch to another color.
Yeah, switch to color. So all you can see here on the bottom is a toolbar with some buttons on it. It's really an SWT toolbar. All that comes from Tabris in this application is this drawing area. This is an extended SWT canvas. We call it the client canvas, to be able to draw on the client side. And yeah, you see, there are some network troubles. Okay, but I think you should get it. Okay.
I think it's because double wireless LAN pollution here.
Yeah, we have an own hotspot, so let's move on.
Okay.
Thank you. This was a really long answer. So Johannes, last question for you. What is the best place to get started if I want to give Tabris a try?
Yeah, excellent question. As we are all almost happy developers while working on Tabris, we know what developers need for being productive and enjoying a technology, and that's mainly points to get the right information for the task at hand. And I think we prepared quite a good collection of resources for Tabris. You can reach them on our website. We prepared an SDK for Tabris, where you can modify the clients for the native platforms. So it's iOS and Android supported in the SDK. We have a lot of example applications. We even prepared some video snippets for this example application. You can reach them on the website. We have issue tracking and public Git repository for the server-side API of Tabris. And we are always glad to get feedback from users of Tabris. So please feel free to submit a bug or just ask any question. We also, what might be an interesting resource is a list of widgets. We are currently in the process of completing the support for all the widgets. It's not quite ready, but some widgets are missing. If you feel the need for the support for a specific widget we still not support, please drop us an email. And there's another chance to get a more in-depth view on Tabris today. We prepared a workshop and we'll give it in 30 minutes. I think it starts in Seminarräume 5. And we would be glad to welcome you on this workshop where you can get your hands on the code and try how it feels to write an application in Tabris. So if you want to take a look yourself, you can reach all the resources on this website, and thanks for listening.
I think we have a few minutes left for questions, so feel free to ask. Yeah, please.
What's the license mode?
The license mode. So yeah, this also it's also an expected question, right? Okay. Everything on the server side is open source. This means RAP is open source. This is well known as an Eclipse project, and all the Java APIs we have for determining locations and camera and so are all licensed under EPL. The clients, the interesting clients, Android and iOS, are currently closed source because we wanted to start closed to be able to develop it in-house, and it's not quite sure what the license model will be. Probably the clients will be licensed closed source for some time, but it's not decided yet. So we will do a 1.0 release in the first quarter 2013, and then the license model will be ready. But we cannot answer this with a final answer right now.
Does Tabris also add additional functionality for just web clients, or specifically for iOS and Android clients?
Yeah, the RAP API, of course, addresses web clients in general, and the Tabris clients are fitted for mobile devices only.
But
that's a specific part of the mobile clients.
But you saw this drawing area. We also backport this to the web. So this application Collabor currently works in the web browser, but only in a read-only mode. And if this is backported, so we can also draw in the browser. Okay. So there will be a common list of widgets, components for both RAP and Tabris.
It could be even possible to port some of the Tabris features to the web client, like geolocation camera. This is basically possible with HTML5, but stuff like accessing your address book won't be possible in the browser. So stuff like that will come in the future at some point will be Tabris only.
Any other questions? Yeah, please.
Any Jeff support plans? There's a GWT talk I was wondering if there's going to be any potential overlap.
You know, every time we do a RAP talk, this is a question for sure. So GAF support. No, currently there's no GAF support.
Are there any plans or?
No plans. We're just concentrating on completing the widget set. And after this, we want to implement navigation concepts and UI highlights, you know, swiping and so, but no plans for GAF right now.
But we have graphical context in place, so you can draw
lines
and text and so on.
So I think you probably know that we have an incubator, a RAP incubator. You ask this way because I think you know that we have prototyping GAF implementation for RAP. And I don't know, never tried it with Tabris, maybe it will work.
Maybe it works out of the box.
Yeah.
You never tried it.
Yeah.
So you can download the SDK and the incubator project with RAP and try it yourself and support the tag if you like.
Yeah, but the official statement is no support right now.
Yeah, but please try it. The developer preview program is still running and you can get all the SDK for free. So.
Okay, one more question. Okay. So thank you all for your attention.
Thank you.